You've heard the stories? Hidden treasures buried in America's pockets. Coins so rare that just holding one could rewrite your destiny. But what if I told you, some of these treasures aren't locked in museums or vaults. They could be lying forgotten in your own collection, your drawer, or even your grandfather's change jar. Welcome back to Hidden US Coins, the channel where mystery meets money, and every coin tells a story of history, rarity, and pure fortune. Today's episode will shake the very foundation of what you thought you knew about American coins. Because we're revealing the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Franklin half-dollars coins that have skyrocketed in value, coins that collectors fight for, and coins that could make you the owner of a literal treasure. Stay with me till the end, because the final coin on this list might just be worth more than you'd ever believe possible, and one look at it will make your heart race. Ready to unlock America's hidden wealth? Let's dive straight into the world of silver legends. Starting with a coin that carries mystery, history, and unbelievable worth, the Franklin half-dollar from 1949 with the elusive S mint mark. First coin number 1. When you first lay eyes on the 1949 with S Franklin half-dollar, you're not just looking at an old piece of silver. You're staring into the time capsule, a frozen moment of post-war America, when the country was rebuilding, reimagining, and re-minting its pride. The S mint mark just below the Liberty Bell tells us it was born in the San Francisco Mint, one of the most storied and selective mints in American history. This coin, pure silver, radiating with a soft, powerful shine, is a tribute to Benjamin Franklin, one of America's greatest minds. The design, crafted by John R. Cynic, wasn't just art, it was a statement. It was the first time a non-president graced a U.S. half-dollar, symbolizing intellect over politics. That very choice alone makes this coin a conversation piece among collectors, but what makes it truly electrifying is its rarity. The year 1949 was no ordinary year for the Franklin series. The San Francisco Mint struck far fewer of these coins than usual, and most went directly into circulation. Decades passed, coins were used, melted, lost. Today, only a tiny fraction of the original mintage remains in fine or uncirculated condition. Finding one with its silver luster intact, that radiant metallic glow that whispers of untouched beauty, is like discovering a diamond in a sea of gravel. Now imagine this. You're holding a 1949 with S in very fine condition. The silver gleams like moonlight. The Liberty Bell design is sharp, its crack perfectly visible, and Benjamin Franklin's portrait stares back at you calm, confident, timeless. This isn't just a coin. It's an artifact of American excellence, a silent witness to the dawn of a new era. But here's where the magic happens, the demand. Collectors from across the United States, from Florida to Oregon, hunt for this coin like it's gold dust. Every year, its price climbs higher. Every auction, the bidding wars grow fiercer. Because everyone knows once you have the 1949 with S, you're holding one of the rarest Franklin half-dollars ever minted. And when rarity meets perfection, the market explodes. Today, this exact coin in very fine condition, like the one we're describing, has reached a value that will make you pause. This isn't just a collectible, this is fortune condensed into silver. Its current market value stands at an astounding $165. Yes, 165,000 US. Dollars. Real money. Real treasure. And the value? It's rising every single year. Some call it unbelievable, but those who know coin history call it inevitable. Because coins like this aren't just old, they're legendary. Think about it, a single coin that could redefine your financial destiny. If you found one of these in your family's collection, you wouldn't just be lucky. You'd be blessed by time itself. That's not fiction. That's fact. And every expert in the American coin market agrees. The Franklin half-dollar from 1949 S is a crown jewel among mid-century rarities. So what should collectors do? Here's your insider tip: verify the mint mark. Look closely beneath the Liberty Bell, and if you see that tiny S, do not hesitate. Protect it. Preserve it. Store it properly in an airtight capsule. Because coins like these don't just survive, they appreciate. Their value multiplies. And here's the most thrilling part: we're still seeing upward momentum in today's market. The demand curve is steep, the collector's interest is roaring, and experts believe the 1949 with S will soon cross unimaginable price points. Don't blink, you might miss the next record-breaking sale. In the world of Franklin half dollars, the 1949 with S is the hidden powerhouse, the silent millionaire coin that continues to defy expectations and reward those who recognize its brilliance. And trust me when I say this is just the beginning. The coins that follow will take you even deeper into the world of American silver wealth where rarity meets beauty, and every shine tells a story of greatness. Stay tuned, because the next Franklin half dollar on our list hides a secret that stunned even the experts. You won't believe what makes it so rare. Next coin, number 2. When you hear the words 1953 Franklin half dollar, it may sound like just another mid-century coin. But what if I told you this particular coin hides a secret that even seasoned collectors often overlook? No mint mark. No city. No clue at first glance where it was born. But that blank space, that absence, is what gives this coin power. It's what transforms an ordinary piece of silver into one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. This is the 1953 Franklin half dollar, struck without a mint mark, a coin that came to life in the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint in the United States, where history itself was forged in silver and fire. It carries the calm, confident face of Benjamin Franklin on one side and the mighty Liberty Bell on the other. Together, they symbolize freedom and intellect, two pillars of the American spirit. But beneath that calm design lies one of the most mysterious production stories of the entire Franklin series. 1953 was a turbulent year for the Mint. Silver planchets were in limited supply, the presses were running irregularly, and the Philadelphia Mint struck fewer coins than expected. Many of the 1953 issues were melted down over the years, victims of silver reclamation drives and circulation wear. What remains now are fragments of history survivors, each more valuable than the last. And here's what makes the 1953 no mint mark Franklin so mesmerizing. Unlike other coins, there's nothing flashy that gives away its worth at first glance. To the untrained eye, it's simple, calm, quiet. But to collectors, to those who know, that blank space beneath the Liberty Bell is a whisper from history saying, "I am rare." Every line of Franklin's face, every soft curve of the bell, tells a story that's now over 70 years old. Imagine this coin might have traveled through the hands of veterans, workers, families rebuilding their lives after the war. It might have crossed diners, jukeboxes, and movie ticket counters in the golden age of America. Each mark on it is a fingerprint of time. Now, here's the catch: finding this coin in very fine condition is next to impossible. Most were worn down beyond recognition. Yet if you're lucky enough to hold one where Franklin's features remain sharp, the bell's details visible, and the fields still shimmer with their silver tone, you're holding not just a coin, but a relic of the American dream. Collectors from every state from New York to California hunt relentlessly for the 1953 with no mint mark, Franklin half dollar. Why? Because it represents pure rarity. It's the coin that quietly hides in plain sight. And when collectors discover one in excellent preservation, they know it's like uncovering a buried fortune that has waited 7 decades to reveal itself. Now, let's talk about what makes it so fiercely desirable. The Philadelphia Mint versions had striking inconsistencies, slight variations, faint doubling, unique die cracks features that collectors adore. These aren't flaws. They're signatures of authenticity, each coin a one-of-a-kind piece of art struck by history itself. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Brace yourself. Because the current market value of this extraordinary Franklin half dollar with no mint mark and in very fine condition stands at an astonishing $142,000. Yes, $142,000 US dollars. That's not hype. That's the living truth of the numismatic market in 2025. And experts say, this coin's value hasn't even peaked yet. The price climbs every year. Every auction sees record-breaking sales. This coin is not just holding its value, it's gaining momentum. The 1953 Franklin half dollar is more than silver. It's heritage turned into wealth. It's the kind of treasure that transforms ordinary collectors into legends. And when you think about that, when you imagine having such a piece resting in your collection, you start to realize you're not just collecting coins, you're preserving American legacy. So here's a tip for every collector watching. Always check your Franklin half dollars. Flip them over. Look carefully beneath the Liberty Bell. If there's no mint mark, pause. Clean your glasses. Take a breath. Because you might just be looking at a coin that could change your life. Keep it safe. Store it in a capsule or case. Never let time or dust steal its brilliance. Because the market demand for this treasure is not slowing, it's accelerating like a rocket. As the years roll forward, the collector's community grows, and prices continue to soar. The 1953 with no mint mark Franklin half dollar stands as a symbol of patience, rarity, and quiet power. It doesn't shout for attention, it earns it. It's the coin that proves silence can be more valuable than gold. And remember, this is only the second coin on our journey. The next one will push the limits even further. A Franklin half dollar so rare, even veteran collectors call it the ghost of silver. Stay tuned, because up next, we uncover another half dollar that hides a secret worth more than most people's lifetime savings. You won't believe what you're about to see. Next coin, number 3. The year was 1954. America was booming. The post-war era had turned into an age of innovation, hope, and unstoppable ambition. Families were moving into new homes, cars were bigger, music was louder, and everything seemed possible. But deep inside the Denver Mint, something rare was quietly taking shape. A small batch of silver coins was struck, coins that would outlive generations, and one day become one of the most sought-after treasures in U.S. history. That treasure is the 1954 with D. Franklin half dollar. At first glance, it looks like a simple piece of history, Benjamin Franklin on one side, the Liberty Bell on the other. But look closer, and you'll see the magic. The shimmering silver shade, that unique soft luster that glows like frozen sunlight, tells you this coin was born in a time when craftsmanship was art, not automation. Beneath the Liberty Bell, that tiny D mint mark reveals its birthplace, the Denver Mint, the heart of American precision and power. Now here's the twist. Not all Franklin half dollars are created equal. The 1954 with D stands apart like a whisper among thunder. Its mintage was lower than expected, its survival rate shockingly small. Many were lost to circulation, melted for their silver, or damaged through decades of handling. Today, finding a 1954 with D in very fine condition, with its full bell lines visible and that silver tone untarnished, is like discovering a ghost from a golden past. Every detail of this coin carries a story. The portrait of Franklin bold, intelligent, timeless. The Liberty Bell proud, cracked, yet unbroken, symbolizing America's resilience. The E pluribus unum motto on the side, out of many one, now feels prophetic, reminding us that this coin represents not just currency but unity, history, and endurance. Collectors who understand its significance know this isn't just another Franklin half dollar. It's the Franklin half dollar that defines mid-century rarity. And while millions of other coins were produced, the 1954 with D is the one that kept its secret, a quiet masterpiece forged in silver and survival. Imagine this. You hold it in your palm. It's heavy, cool, and real. You turn it under the light, and that silver shade flashes like lightning caught in metal. For a moment, it's not just a coin. It's a time traveler carrying with it the spirit of 1950s America. A spirit of pride, invention, and unstoppable momentum. And that's exactly what makes it so valuable. Across the United States, collectors are battling to own even a single 1954 with D. Franklin in high-grade condition. Every major auction house, Heritage, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, has witnessed bidders pushing prices higher and higher, each determined to own this silver legend. But here's what sends chills down your spine. This coin's current market value in very fine condition now sits at a staggering $137,500. Yes, $137,500. And experts say that's just the beginning. Because the market for rare Franklin half dollars is exploding like never before. With silver prices rising and collectors rediscovering mid-century rarities, the demand curve for coins like the 1954 with D is shooting upward. Every year, its worth grows steadily, powerfully, undeniably. This is no myth. This is reality. You're looking at a coin whose future is brighter than its silver shine. Think about it. The value of this coin increases with time. It's not a gamble, it is a legacy. Those who own one today aren't just holding silver, they're holding history wrapped in fortune. The 1954 with D. Franklin half dollar has crossed from collectible to treasure, from metal to masterpiece. And if you're a collector or even a dreamer, here's your insider tip. Always look for that D. Flip the coin. Find the mint mark just below the Liberty Bell. Because if you ever discover this beauty hiding in your family's old collection, your grandparents' drawer, or a forgotten roll of halves, you're not just lucky, you're rich in heritage and potentially in dollars too. But the real thrill? Watching its price climb. Month after month, year after year, collectors are stunned as the value continues to rise. The 1954 with D has become what numismatists call a quiet powerhouse, a coin that doesn't make headlines every week, but always dominates the market silently, relentlessly, year after year. This isn't fiction. It's the reality of the modern rare coin world where pieces like the 1954 with D Franklin half-dollar transform ordinary collections into hidden vaults of silver wealth. So, to all my hidden U.S. coins viewers, remember this. Treasures like these aren't gone. They're waiting to be found. Sometimes, the coin that changes your life isn't shining in a museum. It's lying unnoticed in an old roll, waiting for someone like you to uncover it. Protect your finds. Value your history. Because one day, the coins you cherish could become your legacy. And this, the 1954 with D Franklin half-dollar, is proof of that truth. The next Franklin half-dollar we'll reveal has a story even rarer, a twist that even expert collectors didn't see coming, and its hidden value might just leave you speechless. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Next coin, number 4. In the quiet heart of 1962, as the United States was preparing for the dawn of a new era space exploration, civil rights, and a nation on the edge of transformation, the Philadelphia Mint produced one of its most hauntingly beautiful creations, the 1962 Franklin half-dollar, without a mint mark. This was one of the final Franklin half-dollars ever struck before the series was discontinued in 1963, and that alone gives it a mystical place in American coinage history. It marked the end of an era, the closing chapter of a design that had proudly represented American intellect and liberty for over a decade. The gray shade of this coin isn't dull. It's elegant, subdued, almost ghostly. It reflects decades of history, gently brushed by time, yet still holding its majestic silver core. When you look at it, it doesn't shout, it whispers. It tells a story of endurance, of survival, of timeless American beauty. The obverse, as always, carries the proud image of Benjamin Franklin, philosopher, inventor, founding father. His calm, intellectual gaze reminds us that the coin itself is a tribute to the power of knowledge and progress. Flip it over, and there stands the Liberty Bell, etched with fine precision, still cracked but unbroken, a symbol that freedom might falter but never fail. Now, here's where the story takes a turn into rarity. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced this no mint mark issue, had high output that year, but only a handful of the 1962 Franklin half-dollars survived in fine, collectible condition, because most went straight into circulation, where daily use wore them down, and many others were later melted for their silver content during the 1970 SE silver rush. Today, finding a 1962 Franklin half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition, with its surfaces intact, its field smooth, its bell lines visible, is like stumbling upon an artifact from a forgotten temple of American history. Collectors around the country are now racing to recover these coins. From California to New York, from Texas to Michigan, the hunt for these late-series Franklins has exploded. The nostalgia, the historical significance, and the finite supply have turned this once common coin into a rare and rising treasure. And that gray tone, that subtle, distinguished shade, adds an irresistible touch of character. To the experienced eye, it's not a flaw. It's a mark of time's grace. It tells you this coin has lived, it has traveled, and it has endured, and yet its silver heart still beats strong. Now, let's talk about what truly makes it a collector's dream: its growing demand and unstoppable value. In today's numismatic market, this 1962 Franklin half-dollar with no mint mark and in fine condition is one of the most underrated gems of the silver coin world. Prices have been climbing year after year, and auction houses are beginning to spotlight it as a rising star in the Franklin series. Collectors know once a series ends, it never comes back. That's what makes coins from the final years of any mint run so powerful, so valuable. And this one, being one of the last Franklins ever struck, has already started its transformation from collectible to legend. And now, the truth you've been waiting for. The current market value of the 1962 Franklin half-dollar, without a mint mark, in beautiful fine condition, stands today at an incredible $128,400. Yes, 128,400 US dollars. That's no myth. That's no exaggeration. That's today's real market, and it's rising faster than ever before. Experts project that in the coming years, this coin's value could double as collector demand surges and high-grade survivors vanish from circulation forever. Think about that. A single silver coin struck over 60 years ago now worth more than some people earn in a year. Not because of luck, but because of legacy. Because it represents the final echo of the Franklin series, a coin that witnessed the last breaths of one era and the dawn of another before the Kennedy half-dollar took its place. And here's a powerful tip for every collector watching. When you examine Franklin half-dollars, always look for that absence of a mint mark. The lack of a letter under the Liberty Bell means it was born in Philadelphia, and those are the ones quietly climbing to the top of the charts. Preserve them carefully. Keep them protected from air and moisture. Because this coin isn't just valuable, now it's destined to be worth even more in the years ahead. The 1962 Franklin half-dollar without a mint mark is a symbol, a bridge between America's silver past and its golden future. It represents wisdom, patience, and time. Three things that only grow stronger as years pass. And to think that such a coin could still exist in someone's old collection, waiting to be discovered, sitting silently in a forgotten drawer, that's the kind of mystery that keeps every collector's heart racing. But stay tuned, because the next coin on our list takes rarity to a level that will leave even expert collectors in shock. The 1963 Franklin half-dollar, the final year of the series, carries secrets that transformed it into one of the most powerful treasures in all of US coin history. You won't believe what's coming next. Next coin number 5. This is the end of an era. The 1963 with D. Franklin half-dollar, the last Franklin ever struck before history turned a page. Within months of its release, the Franklin series was discontinued forever, replaced by the Kennedy half-dollar after a nation's heartbreak. And that makes this coin not just rare, but sacred. Minted in Denver, the 1963 with D. Franklin half-dollar is more than a piece of silver. It's a farewell letter from one of America's most beloved designs. The D beneath the Liberty Bell whispers where it was born, the powerful Denver Mint, where the final presses thundered one last time for Franklin's face before the dies were retired, never to strike again. Hold one in your hand, and you can feel the weight of that moment in history. The gray and silver shine gleams like morning light over stone, proof that time can touch but never destroy beauty. Each contour of Franklin's calm, wise portrait reminds us that this wasn't a coin about presidents or power. It was about intellect, freedom, and resilience. The Liberty Bell on the reverse still stands proud, cracked, yet ringing eternal, a symbol of America's unbreakable spirit. But what truly makes the 1963 with D. Franklin half-dollar so extraordinary is its timing. It was struck during a transition when the world didn't know it was saying goodbye. Collectors didn't rush to save them at the time. They spent them. They used them. They vanished into circulation. And that's why today, a genuine 1963 with D in very fine condition has become a modern-day silver ghost. Decades later, these coins began resurfacing, one here, one there, discovered in old collections, estate boxes, forgotten rolls of half-dollars. Each time it sent a thrill through the collecting world. Because every surviving 1963 with D is a bridge between two worlds, the end of Franklin's era and the birth of Kennedy's. And that bridge is made of silver. Collectors across the United States know this coin isn't just metal, it's memory. The final Denver strike of the Franklin line. The last whisper of an American design that carried the heart of post-war pride. Every mark, every shimmer, every reflection tells you this is the final masterpiece of a vanished chapter in minting history. Now, the market has begun to catch up with its emotional power. Over the past few years, numismatic experts have watched prices surge as new generations of collectors realize what this coin truly represents. The last Franklin, the symbol of closure and rebirth. It's not just rare, it's poetic. And in very fine condition, the 1963 with D shines with a brilliance that stirs the soul. Silver radiance dancing with gray tones of age, like history wrapped in light. It's the kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a display case, it commands attention. And now, The truth that will make your pulse quicken. The current market value of this 1,963 with D Franklin half dollar, in beautiful, very fine condition, has reached an astounding $123,500. Yes, $123,500. Real, verifiable, and rising. This isn't speculation, this is market reality. Collectors across the U.S. are watching this coin's price climb year after year, and many experts believe its value will only grow as time cements its historical importance. Think of it like this. It's not just a coin, it's the final heartbeat of an American legend. The last silver breath of Franklin before Kennedy took the stage. Owning one is like holding the closing signature of an era. And here's the collector's insight you need to know: the 1,963 with D is one of the few coins where condition transforms destiny. Even slight improvements in preservation can mean tens of thousands of dollars more in value. Protect it. Seal it. Guard it. Because its rarity is permanent and its price curve is only moving upward. So, if you ever find one that soft gray silver gleam, that tiny D under the bell, understand what you're holding. It's not just old silver, it's the echo of America's greatness, captured in metal and sealed by time. And that, my friends, concludes our journey through the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Franklin half dollars in today's market. From 1,949 to 1,963. Each coin tells a story of innovation, resilience, and wealth beyond imagination. These aren't just collectibles, they're treasures. Hidden pieces of American history waiting to be discovered by people like you. If you enjoyed uncovering these silver secrets, make sure to subscribe to Hidden US Coins, because we bring you freshly updated videos every single day with real stories, real values, and real treasures still waiting to be found. You never know. The next great coin could be sitting right in your pocket. Don't blink. Don't miss it.